Questions for Coach? John Hale, start us off.
Cal, how important was it to see Ty go on that run in the first half and he scored 7 straight? Just have some shots fall after.
You guys know before he got hurt, he was shooting 40% from the 3 and 54 from the line or from the field. And that injury got him a little off kilter, and the same with Xavier. But I told the team after, it's nice that we're all back. You guys probably didn't see the tweak that I've been thinking about and went with a little bit, and I thought it helped us. You know, and then just, like I said, holding guys accountable. Today, I thought Oscar got bullied. I did, and I was on him about it and holding him accountable. Now, he gets 18 and 15, but he still got bullied. And you know, I'm asking, just like I'm keeping Keon and telling him I'm holding you to a high standard, I'm doing the same with all these kids. Somebody else may say, well, it's only that. No, I'm doing it with every kid. Jacob, let's go. Played Damian at 4 today. That's what I want to do. And now it becomes, okay, get it done. You got a guy there waiting to get his time. And I told Bryce today I wanted to go Bryce, Damian, and Lance, because Lance deserves to play because he plays so smart. Today, that kid was a little big for him, but he still did pretty good.
Hey, Coach, kind of on that note, when you have someone like Lance and some of these older guys like Davion and Kellen that you can rely on to kind of come through when maybe you have someone like Oscar that's getting bullied, you know, was that a conscious thing where you decided this year that maybe this team needed a little bit more of a veteran presence to go with, you know, the freshman stars that you have?
No, we knew we had to change the roster. You know, we needed to change, and you know, Ty was a big part of that. You know, it's somebody that we wanted, and then Kellen and, you know, Oscar, who wanted to be here, and you know, I had to convince Kellen a little bit, and had to convince Xavier a little bit. But I think, again, if you asked him, he wanted to be here. So no, I mean, and you know, you still, you know, Jacob is transferred in. Davian transferred in. We got an older team. I've coached older teams before. You won't believe this, but I have. It just haven't been in the last 13 years because of the rule changes and the way everything was going. But it's, you know, they're not delusional. They know what they are. See, when you're 17 coming in, you think I'm this and this and that because I did it at AAU, or here's a good one, I did it at the Nike camp. Why can't I do it here? These kids already went through everything. They're not delusional about anything. They know. And they look at what's around them and say, my role, kind of like Davion. Davion's 6th man of the year right now. And again, how well has he played? I put him in again for defense and rebound in the last game, or the last minutes of the game, because I felt he needed to be in there. But we got a good group, and I'll say this again. Good teams have really good players. Great teams have great teammates. This is a bunch of good guys that cheer for each other, and they're there for each other.
Yeah, John, I guess the assumption would be it's maybe easier to coach an older team than a younger team, but are there aspects about an older team that are actually harder to do when you have a bunch of young guys?
Well, I always tell you, I'm taking talent. You know, I've said that from day one, but here's the good news. This is a veteran, talented team. If you could get both, that's what you want. And we have that. I mean, everybody says the same thing. They watch us play. Man, they're fun to watch. Man, they create for each other. We had 18 assists, 8 turnovers. They create shots for each other. Every one of them's playing for each other. They cheer each other on. Bryce went crazy. The whole team went nuts for him. Damian played well at Alabama. They gave him the Gatorade bath. And you had the shower by Keon walking in after Kansas. I mean, these kids are about each other.
Never mind. Go ahead.
John, it's March, and you always say you're coaching for March. You want your teams to be peaking. We haven't heard the landing the plane analogy this year yet. How's the runway looking for this?
Well, let me tell you what I did yesterday. I went to and we did loose ball drills. People were in the gym now. We had the reserve. Who was in there? The reserve group. Who was in our gym yesterday? You had the JMI team. The donors were in there. We had 16 donors, and we did a loose ball drill because against Arkansas we refused to dive on the floor, so we did a loose ball drill. Problem was, Xavier hurt his wrist. But to start the game, did you see Keon dive on that and tip it forward and us get an M1 or 2 free throws? And I go crazy because we're emphasizing stuff and I want them to be locked in. I don't like doing loose ball drills. I don't like doing body to body this time of the year. But this team needed it, and we did it, and thank goodness. I even said, why did you do the drill, Xavier? You know you have a wrist. He put his wrist underneath him to stop his fall.
How does it concern you at all that you have a game where Oscar gets bullied? Is that just credit to the other player or lack of focus or something on Oscar? Or?
Well, the guy was really leveraging him. That kid's really good, by the way. Brooks is a good player. And but when Oscar caught it tight, he scored. When Oscar caught it out, I said, don't throw it to him. If that guy pushes him out, then he's not getting the ball. And we still threw it to him a couple times. But when he gets it tight with a good angle, it's a basket. But again, he got 18 and 15. And we're looking like, what? Come on, you're better than that. What, 30 and 20? We're all losing our minds. Me, the main one is me.
Go ahead, Jerry.
John, Chin said yesterday that you guys have, the pattern this year is guys step up. When the opportunity arises, they do it. But how important are Oscar and Xavier to have it revolve around them?
That's like having a middle linebacker on defense and an unbelievable quarterback on offense. That's what that's like. And like I say, Xavier, of all the point guards who are going for the Kuzi Award, I need to see one that has a bigger impact on the game than him, both defensively and offensively. Creating shots, playing with speed, the pace of the game is what he dictates. Smart, but then disruptive defensively. You say, well, he's small. Yeah, but how disruptive is it? They were pushing off to get it up the court. So I'm proud of them. It's just good that we got through the injuries. It hurt us last game. We were a little bit out of sync last game. I felt this game we looked a little more in sync.
Yeah, John, obviously the injuries might have kind of played a role in it, but defensively you guys have allowed about 10 more points on average than the first 25 games. Is there anything you're seeing outside of the injuries, given, Ole Miss shot 50% tonight?
Beat us on the dribble, and we were spread out all over the place. I mean, they shot 50% against us. Now, we shot 60 against them, but they shot 50% against us, and that's not who we are. We were, the whole time I was saying, you just got to guard. Then they made a couple threes to fight. Now, I've watched their tapes, and I don't usually speak to the other coach, but I said, I was in the position last year that you were in, Kermit. You've done a way better job than I did. And you kept your team fighting, and you got them to accept roles. They got 2 major injuries, or they're in the middle of our league or higher. So I think he's done a great job. The games, they don't quit. The only team that beat them pretty good was A&M. Other than that, it's a 6-point game with a few minutes to go every game they play.
Jeff Drummond.
Cal, at this time of year, especially with a team that's played as well as yours has, is there any kind of danger or concern with kind of just looking ahead and saying, let's just get to the tournament?
No, I won't let them do that. We could go to Florida and get beat, but it won't be because we're overlooking them. We know how good they are. And it's on the road, and you know what it's going to be, a nut house, because that's what happens every time we come in town. And, Mike's done a great job with his team. They beat Auburn. They had Arkansas beat. They did. And so we know how good they are. I'm laughing. This is the best league in the country. Why aren't we talking 8 teams of ours in? What? What? What I hope is they separate the top 4 of us and we're all in the final 4. My guess is they'll put us and another team from our league in the same region. They'll put 2 of us and 2 of them. Only 2 of you could advance. But if we're all spread out, we could have 4 teams in. Why don't we get 8 teams in? Why are we not talking about other teams that are in the middle of the pack in our league? I think we should be getting 8 teams in. I've said it. What the goal should be is 8.
Coach, you prepared your team to be ready on March. Did you see any kind of glimpses about the way that you would like to play at this stage of the season?
Yeah, we played faster. That's what I wanted us to do. And that's what we talked about. And we grounded out when we needed to. We had 2 plays that I went to the grind out offense, and Kellen got a 3-foot, 4-foot floater, missed it. Keon got a 15-footer on the baseline, his shot, and missed it. But we did everything right. We grind it. We used clock. We just missed those shots.
We'll take 2 more, Daryl and then John.
So it's the fact you say that if you don't have a post present, your team is a fraud. Is Oscar the ultimate testimony to that this year?
Did you ask me if we have a post presence?
Don't have one, your team is a fraud.
Right,
And a lot of people say, well, they change. Maybe you don't need a post present, but I think that Oscar kind of makes your point for you.
Yeah. I'm going to say the same thing. If you don't have post presence, you're a fraud. And if you think you're going to march through the NCAA tournament shooting 43s a game, good luck. Because one of those games you're going to go 5 for 40 and you're going to lose by 20. In one of those games, you may go 20 out of 40, 22, and be all ecstatic first round. But you got to have someone that can get easy baskets. That's how you shoot a high percentage.
John finishes off.
John, you went undefeated at home this year. The fans took a little while to get started, but at the end of the year, they were as strong as ever. Just your general comments on the Rupp Arena crowd and what it's like to have it again.
Well, last year, that was a knockoff year. I've said it before. You had no fans. You had nothing here. And, I think what we've done over our time here, kind of tells you what we are and what we're about. And our fans, I've said it all along, are the biggest part of what happens here. It's what sets us apart. We go on the road, they're there. We go to North Dakota, they're there. They're everywhere. You go to the conference tournament and the team loses and the fans want to sell their tickets. They say, I'm selling tickets to anybody but Kentucky fans. Won't sell them to our fans. So our fans got to go in orange and red and I'm not. And they got their Kentucky stuff on underneath. So our fans are the biggest piece of this. And they pick these kids up. And they understand, the ones that have really been following. It's been consistent over 13 years how we play. It's been consistent. It doesn't mean we win every game, but it's been consistent about this is who we are and how we try to play toward March. And this team is no different. So proud of our fans, proud to be working here, excited that for these players. I don't even want to hear about the from one year to the next. That was a COVID year. There were many of us that it was a knockoff year. It was nothing. Get rid of it. So for someone to say, well, they went from this year to this, it was the biggest turnaround. Stop. I don't want to hear that. That was a nothing burger what we had to go through last year. So, and these kids, they were cheated. They didn't get the Kentucky experience. They didn't. So, it's great. Davion could come back and Keon could feel it again, and Lance and Jacob could feel it. This is what it is to be here playing at Kentucky.
Xavier Wheeler, please use the raise hand feature and we'll open straight to questions. Jerry Tipton, start us off.
Xavier, how much did you feel like your old self in this game? Like,
Yeah, if I feel like I got some of that rust off, just getting in rhythm, scrimmaging in practice, getting some extra time up shooting and, handling the ball, doing different passes, just, making sure I feel comfortable, with my wrist and obviously with the rushes being off for, that time, and even doing some extra running because of the condition aspect, not playing in, a week and a half or so. Running is, is very vital to what we do as a team. So I feel like once all that kind of clicked back into place, I felt really good.
balls, and maybe you hurt your wrist again in practice. What exactly happened?
I don't remember.
Severe, now that you guys are healthy, what do you think this team's main? Can you hear me now? Severe? Okay, Severe, now that you're healthy, what do you think this team's main goal is between now and the tournament that you need to work on?
Just continue to get better, continue to clean up things on offensive end, defensive end. We're still taking it one day at a time, one game at a time, looking forward to our next opponent and how we can win that game. Our thing is the daily pursuit of excellence. Like, how can we get better today? How can we clean up some things? How can we continue to tweak things? Because teams are going to try to adjust and try to, make it hard for us. But coach is putting us in positions where, guys get to their spots and we make plays from there. It's all on the players.
Xavier, how is the feeling for you to lead the team on the floor on offensive end, and how important for you is to have a big man like Oscar?
Yeah, it's super important, to lead because as the point guard, you're kind of the extension of the coaching staff. You want to get the message clear out to the guys, whatever the coach is saying, and you kind of want to provide that sense of calmness. Like, even when, you face adversity, when a team goes on a run, you want to be there, kind of like that level head, even kill person. And also being there as an encourager. And he's like, hey, man, keep going. Even if you're not shots going, if we can find other ways to impact the game. And if someone is hot, like, hey, I'm going to find you. Keep running. And also going back to Oscar, just his interior presence, if things not, going well for us on, shooting the ball or attacking it, we know we can throw it into there, and he's a viable option to get us some baskets like he's shown throughout the season. And also defensively with his active hands and him being able to challenge shots and obviously his ridiculous rate of rebounded, is once in a lifetime type of thing. So Oscar's, his game and his gameplay and his statistics speak for itself. But he's very, very important to our team.
Yeah, severely. The season can be a pretty good grind at this time of year, and I'm sure you guys are kind of looking ahead to tournament play. Is there ever a tendency to just kind of want to get to that finish line, even though you've got a lot of business to take care of?
Nah, I don't think there's any of want to get to the finish line, especially with the team that we have, and what we're capable of, the ceiling of our team, and what we know how special we are, and we continue to get better each and every day. Trusting each other, share the ball. We know, we can take this thing pretty far. And I've been a part of teams in the past where I was looking for the finish line for sure, but not this. I'm excited to go to practice every day. I'm excited to be around the guys. I'm excited to watch film, be able to interact with the coaches. Just so I feel like we can continue to build that edge and continue to get better.
Back to you, Jared.
Cal likened you to an outstanding quarterback, and I'm wondering if you've played quarterback.
Nah, I never. I didn't play football at all, really. I practiced, and I was more of a slot / cornerback in those practices, but I never really got into football. I don't think I played quarterback. I think I'd be a running back or something like that.
Few couple of games. How much pride do you take in maybe trying to show that facet of your game?
Like I said, all the percentages and statistics will play out for itself. I mentioned, early in the season, just sticking to the process. You're not going to become a great shooter in, 24 hours. It's going to take for you to make shots in a workout, for you to make shots in practice. And then it's going to carry over to game. So just staying confident, knowing the preparation that I've put in and knowing that the coaching staff has that confidence in me to shoot and to make because I'm making shots in practice. So just staying with the daily grind and knowing that, hey, I put my hours in. I deserve to make it. I deserve this opportunity and these opportunities to let it fly and know that and I should think that it's going in as well.
Any other questions for Sabir? If not, we will let him go and have Ty here in shortly.
Grady. From Boston, Massachusetts, Kellen leads the Wildcats with 83 three-pointers. Number 10, Davion Mintz.
Field to get that bucket for the Rebels. Here's Grady straight away. Takes it down the right side of the lane, floats it up high and in off the glass.
Very nice. Came hard off the pick.
The Rupp Arena for the Wildcats. Sheboy along the baseline out to Brooks in the left corner.
All right, everyone, we are now joined by Ty Washington Jr. Please use the raise hand feature and we'll open it straight to questions. Jerry, go ahead.
Sorry. There's a lot of talk about Russ. Good guys, use the wheels, so to speak, and be yourself.
I just need a little bit of time. You know, just coming back from an injury, especially like a little nagging injury, it'll always take time. But, you know, I feel good. Foot, ankle, everything feels good. So now it's just really about keep staying constant in the gym, keep getting reps. And I just feel like more reps I do in practice and on my own is just going to translate to the game way easier for me.
Christos?
Hey, Tai, congratulations on the win first. How is the feeling for you to play alongside Xavier and Oscar on the floor, and especially on offensive end?
Repeat that one more time.
Yeah, where you feel you are right now as a team, confidence-wise, and for you personally, how's the feeling to play alongside Xavier and Oscar?
Yeah, my confidence is very high. You know, every shot and stuff I shoot in the game, everything I do in the game, you know, I do that in practice. I do that on my workouts. So I just feel like, you know, me having self-confidence is very high. And having a guy like Oscar, you know, my confidence is very high. I know if I miss it, he's going to 95% of the time, he's going to grab the rebound and put it back up. So we're still getting the basket either way. And with Xavier, same with him, you know, we be in the gym together a lot. You know, we both motivate each other. We both be in there trash talking each other because we know at the end of the day we want the best for each other. So the more reps we get in together and just staying constant will always help.
Larry Clark.
Always. But there in the first half, you got those.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I was just happy to see the ball go through the hole, you know. That actually just like boosted my confidence. Like, you know, I know I'm coming back from an injury, but just seeing the ball go in that many times and that time span was just very happy for me. And I just felt, you know, finally feeling back to myself a little bit.
Jerry, back to you.
Yeah, Tai, it kind of caught my attention when you said you and Xavier kind of give each other the business. What sort of things do you say? What do you get on him about? What's he get on you about?
So Xavier likes to call me, you know, heavy feet because he's way faster than me. But, you know, I'm like, I have heavy feet, but you'll never be able to shoot like me. And, you know, we just add that more fuel to the fire. So he always tries to outshoot me in all our drills. And when we're going like full court length, I always try to race him and beat him. And, you know, we just know us doing that is just going to keep getting each other better.
John Wong.
Yeah, Tai, it seems like just yesterday that you got here on campus, and now you have one more game left in the regular season. How quickly has this year gone for you, and what are your goals for the remaining part of the year?
Yeah, it was like earlier, actually right before I walked into the arena, I was looking on my phone because it was my mom's birthday, so I was looking for a picture, and I just seen when I just first moved into my dorm, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like, this was on May 30th, and it's like, now we got one regular season game left. So it's just like the year's been going by pretty fast. You know, we got one more regular season game to get our little kinks out the way before, you know, stuff gets real. So it's just like for the rest of the season, I'm just going to continue to get better and do whatever the team needs me to do for us to be successful and make this long run that we're trying to make.
The mic, you spoke first before everybody else. What was that all about? And how did you feel about getting selected for that honor?
I felt really good. I mean, I kind of did that by choice. It was just like, you know, I actually got the Kentucky experience, you know, coming fresh out the pandemic, just seeing everybody's faces. It reminded me of all the stuff I seen growing up on TV, just seeing how crazy the fans were. And I actually got to experience that. So I just wanted to, you know, thank them firsthand for always being on our side. We finished up on our home court undefeated, you know, so that was always big for us. And we couldn't really do that without the fans.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Ty Ty? Christos, back to you.
Tai, how good is this team from your perspective? What is the ceiling of this team?
You know, our team is really good. You know, we have the mentality of like the next man up. So like when people go down with injuries and stuff, you know, we always have the other guys that's always ready. So here it's just about always staying ready for your opportunity. Like everybody's seen what Bryce did when he came in against LSU. So it's just really about just staying ready and staying prepared. And you know, we're really deep on this team. We all really love each other on and off the court. Like there's no fake love at all. And I just feel like the ceiling from this team is really high as long as we just stay healthy, stay together, and, you know, just keep pushing each other in practices. And just with our coaches, they always hold us to a high standard, and we're always trying our best to reach that standard. So it's just like I feel like if we just keep staying connected on and off the court, we're going to make a pretty far run.
Jeff Drummond.
Ty, you got one more regular season game left, and it's a pretty important one. How do you keep the focus on it and not kind of start to get excited about being near, you know, tournament time and just getting to the so-called big games?
Yeah, so we always look at every game as a big game. We never try to go too far ahead of ourselves or anything like that because anybody could be anybody. So, and we all know that here. So it's just like we're going to take tomorrow to take these next few days to prepare for Florida. We know they're a tough team, and we're going down there to play them at their place. So we know they're going to have great fans and all that. So we're just going to really focus on ourselves and do what's best for us to hopefully pull out a win.
John Wong, back to you.
Ty, Coach Cal is known at the end of the year for doing a lot of tweaking. And as a player, how is that frustrating at all? I mean, you go through this whole season and then here at the end, he's still kind of putting new things in. He was telling us about all the new things that he was putting into practice. How does that hit you guys?
You know, we're a really smart team, really mature. So we know at the end of the day, Coach Cal is going to do what's best for not only players, but what's best for this team. And we all have the same common goal, which is the win. So we all trust Coach Cal enough to do whatever he has to do for us to get a win.
Team, I think Coach Cal has also mentioned several times how smart Lance is. Why is Lance so smart?
He's really smart because, you know, he just has good basketball IQ. I mean, he's a basketball fanatic, so he really just knows, like, when he's on the court, he knows where to be at all times. He knows how to just, you know, do the little stuff for us.
All right, if there are no more questions, we're going to let Ty go. Thank you all so much.